big Unix cows in here. That cow might be me. 3648. We'll keep our eye on her. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms. It is a Sunday chore video day. Sunday chore day. Well, we'll make a video because I always make a video when I work on Sundays. Those of you who are new to the channel, at this farm we have a 5-person rotation on Sundays. So generally we are off on Sundays. I do not need the air conditioner on. It is 50 degrees out, which is not bad, but I will admit I was pretty chilly when I got here this morning, because last night when we went to bed it was 80 and it was air conditioner on in the house type of thing. So I underdressed when I came, but lucky for me, I keep sweatshirts in my pickup. Speaking of sleep, I got no sleep last night. Those of you guys with young children understand. I've got 3 5 and under. Made the mistake of watching a funny movie before bed. Just go with it. Adam Sandler. It's a classic. It's one of my favorites. I ended up watching that till around 10:30. Fell asleep around 11. And kids started having bedtime issues around 12. Just nightmares and stuff like that. You know, stuff that happens when you have young kids. So that went on till about 1. Fell back asleep around 1:30. Back up at 2:15 to come in and get the ladies fed and get going on our morning routine here. So as you saw, the ladies were a little bit low on feed this morning. At least it seems to be that way. Just trying to keep track here while I'm talking. They were a little bit low, so we are going to get right after feeding milk cows and get every pen a load of feed to start off with. I've got 6 loads of milk cow feed, I've got 2 loads of heifer feed, and I've got a dry cow load that I have to feed. That's kind of what we feed on any given day. So, we're going to get right after it. We're just going to dive in and get to feeding. Yeah, follow along. We're here now to feed the fresh group. We're going to get a couple fresh cows off the pack here that calved last night. Back it up, girls. Come on. Come on, back up. Back up, back up. Back it up. Hey. Come on now. That's what you like to see, them diving right into food. Come on, I gotta get the gate shut. This is our Triticale. We just started feeding this to milk cows this week. We were feeding it to heifers, basically green, just to try to preserve our alfalfa and our corn silage. But this stuff is awesome. It smells so sweet. The dry matter was much better this year than last year. I just love feeding this Triticale. By the way, don't judge me on the lack of defacing. My defacer snapped the chain first load this morning. I don't have a master link, and it is Sunday, and it's only 5:30 in the morning. So what are you gonna do? Hence the kind of sloppy digging. Also, we're nearing the edge. So usually our edge is not near this bad, but this is also the edge of the wall. So it was kind of a tough spot to pack, or not, well, tough spot to pack and a tough spot to cover, because the plastic kind of had to round the corner down off to the edge. So this is extra bad. Do not judge us on this. That is not the way the bunk usually looks. You have my word. I just loaded up our dry cow load. Milk cows are all fed now. I just loaded up the dry cow load. While that's mixing, I'm gonna hop in our skid steer, run up and just scrape that pen out. So we don't scrape out our pens every day, just kind of on an as needed basis. The dry cows are pretty well cleaned up, and the little bit that's there, it's junk. So we're just gonna run up and scrape it out. Gonna hop in our new skid loader. Yeah, we got a new brand of skid steer. We switched, we priced out everything, all the different brands, looked them all over. This seemed like the best option for our buck, and it was one of two machines that still have hand and foot controls, which are what we're used to. So we went with that. Seemed to have the biggest cab. We love the door. And a lot of people around here are running these and seemed pretty happy with them. The only thing we heard from guys around here as far as negatives is that a couple guys said around 4,000 to 5,000 hours the wheel motors go out on them, the drive motors. So that's something we'll have to keep track of. We did buy the extended warranty on it. But no, we seemed very happy with the size of the cab. Seems bigger, visibility's great. Like I said, the fact that it had foot controls, it was actually priced the cheapest out of all the machines. So we've always ran Bobcat. Our local Bobcat dealer no longer handles Bobcat. They now handle a Wacker-Neuson machine. And the nearest Bobcat dealership is over an hour away. So that was one of the main reasons for going away from Bobcat. And to be honest, we've had quite a bit of computer issues. The last Bobcat we purchased was an S76. It's on its second computer, and it has less than 800 hours on it. So that has been a very costly machine for us. I don't like a lot of the sensors that it has, as far as foot pedals have to be exactly perfect in order for it to unlock controls. It doesn't always unlock, the parking brake doesn't always release, some silly stuff like that that just gets really frustrating. So we decided it was time for a change. We're gonna try this Kubota 75 and, you know, wish us the best of luck. I did see Andy Horrigan made a video. He just bought a Bobcat and went away from the deer and the Kubota. He said he had some motor issues with Kubota. Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out. You know, all these machines will have problems one way or another, and with the hand controls, we weren't ready to make the change yet, so it really limited us to pretty much two options, this or the Bobcat. And like I said, the Bobcat was over an hour away, so pretty much made the decision pretty simple. right, everything's fed. Milk cows, heifers, dry cows, all of that. Just got a load from morning here at the end of the day. We're gonna go clean barn. It is 7 o'clock. Making our way to the parlor. It's the last of group 5 up there in the parlor, so we'll shut the return gates so that way they're kept separate. And then we will shut this gate so they don't head down to the other barn. What do you think, girlies? You ready to get milked? Bob Barker, come on down. Billy Madison. Not Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore. When Bob Barker was on Celebrity. Yeah. Gotta love Adam Sandler movies. Real nice perennial heifer right here. Definitely got, you know, the type in her. This cow there. And for all the folks that say farmers force the cows to go to the parlor and get milked against their will, there's not a person in that barn right now pushing these cows. Huh, you don't mind getting milked, do you? You like it. Yes, you do. One of my wife's babies here. Real good numbered, real nice helix cow. Oh, sweetheart. She's a couple weeks in the milk now. Well, I got this new barn clean. Fresh group's done. Dry cow group's done. I did scrape it out with a bucket instead of a tire. You can see it doesn't do quite as nice of a job. Kind of squeegeeing the manure out, but I got it out. The manure's been pretty dry. So as you can see, I got the slinger parked back there. I've been just loading it directly into that and getting rid of it. We still got ground we got a lot of ground that's not planted yet. So I figure while I can, just take this dry manure right to the field. One less slinger load, period. Especially with this lagoon, the manure is so dry in there, so thick. It's gonna catch up and be a real pain in the butt here. Summer, fall, probably. So I'm just, like I said, got time, got fields that are real close by. The whole dry cow pen fits on a load almost perfectly. Like it's not too full of a load, but you know, it's a comfortable load. So that works out. It is a beautiful day. Like, I got a sweatshirt on, but I don't need one on. Like, it's supposed to get up to 70, so it's not gonna be overly hot. Just a nice cool breeze. It's nice, it's real nice. So yeah, I'm gonna take the skid steer back down, and I might actually run home and get changed. So this weekend is the Western New York Showcase show down in Pike, New York. It's about half-hour ride from here. Kind of like the first cow show of the year. I mean, other than spring show, the first summertime cow show of the year. So we might go down for an hour or two and just walk around. The show started at 9, which is in 12 minutes. I don't really overly care to see the young stock anyways. More or less just want to walk around quick and look at the cows. So I might swing down there. Might not. Guess we'll see. That's what you love to see right there. The ladies got back from the parlor. They got a snack, they got a drink, they lay down, they're chewing their cuds. right, we are on our way back up now. I did run down to the cow show for a couple hours there. It wasn't what I expected it to be. This is the first time I've actually been down there. This is actually, I don't know if it's the second year or the third year that this show even existed. It wasn't very big as far as numbers go. There was some really high quality animals there though. Like really, really nice animals. I was hoping to get to see the milk cows. I figured by noon they would be diving into them, but they were still on the yearling heifers, and it was going a little bit slow. So when I walked around the barn and saw some of the milk cows, it was good to see. Didn't look like there was a ton of milk cows, but definitely a lot of friends were there with their kids who are the same age as with my kids, so the kids were playing, and that was really nice. Next year I got to get an animal or two down there. I really miss showing cows. I used to show cows every year. I haven't shown cows in, boy, it's been over a decade since I've been in the ring. Next year we'll get one down there. If nothing else, just a way to get together with friends and have the kids start to, become friends with other farmers and other cow people. And yeah, it's just good. But yeah, definitely some really high quality heifers, especially red and whites. There were some really nice high quality red and white heifers down there. A handful of altitude heifers that I really liked that I saw down there. But anyways, headed back to the farm now. I've got to just load that load up for morning TMR for milk cows. I've got a clean barn in a couple hours. Gotta go around and push up feed. And Grandpa is out planting. He actually called us when we were at the show to see if we would disc for him. I told him yes, but by the time I got home, Uncle Todd was in there discing. And I just talked to Todd. He's almost done with the field, and I believe Grandpa's up there planting now. So I'll probably take some fertilizer and stuff like that over to him, and we'll keep him rocking in that aspect. So all in all, good day. It's 74. It's an overcast, so I don't know. I'm assuming most of the northern part of the country is experiencing this, just like last year. But there's a clip this morning I'm going to throw in the video of just the red sun. So Canada apparently has wildfires going on again. So last year, pretty much the entire month of May and the entire month of June, we were in this cloudy, overcast kind of fog. I'm sure the camera's not going to show it well, but it just seems foggy and humid, but it's not. It's actually smoke from wildfires up in Canada. So come on, Canada, get your stuff together up there, seriously, because it literally this morning kind of smelled like, it smells like smoke, because that's what it is. It's just a smoky thing. My phone keeps popping up for air quality. So hopefully those guys are, all you Canadians and everybody up there, hopefully you guys are doing okay. Hopefully they get that under control and everyone's safe. That's obviously top priority. But yeah, it's just kind of this overcast, cloudy, warm, but it's like the sun's out, but it's literally being blocked by smoke. So it's just a really weird feeling to it. Sorry, had a phone call. Yeah, so it's just a weird forecast. But this is the weather today, and then we've got rain like 4 out of the next 5 or 6 days. So it's just a spring that will not quit on us here. We've got to be getting corn in the ground, and it's just wet. The corn that he's planting right now is actually ground that we are replanting. We had already planted it, and I would say you're probably at 65% emergence. The rest of it just did not come up. So there was a program. We were able to get some seed at a discounted rate through DeKalb because the seed didn't come up. So we're replanting quite a bit of corn. But that's the only field that's dry enough at the moment. Hence us going there instead of going to other ground. But it's just crazy how much moisture is still in the soil. Like it really is nuts. I've never experienced a spring like this. Throw in the comments, spring that has gotten this much precipitation. If you're from the Northeast, I know there's parts of the country that are literally in a drought, but if you're in the Northeast experiencing what we've experienced this spring, throw in the comments the last time it was this wet. Just dropped the fertilizer truck off to him. service truck's down here. Gonna go get some seed for them too. Alright guys, well, I got Grandpa's seed, so he's done with seed for the rest of the field. I gotta go bring his fertilizer truck back here shortly. He's gonna top off one more time and he'll have that 64, or I don't know if it's 64 or 74 acre field done. So I'm just waiting for this fresh group to head to the parlor. I'll clean this group, go bring the fertilizer truck home. By then, Grandpa will probably be done planting, and I think we're gonna call it a day. In the meantime, I might take a 10-minute power nap. Yeah, that whole no sleep thing, that's catching up to me right about now. So, yeah, all in all, it was an excellent day. Beautiful weather, like I said, just comfortable to be in. Got to see some nice cows, nice heifers, got to see some people, some friends. Nothing really majorly, I'm not gonna say it, but I'll say it, nothing went crazy wrong, so that's a win. And yeah, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Follow along. We're going to be doing a lot of manure and a lot of planting in the next, hopefully, week or two. Like I said, we'll see what the weather does. But either way, appreciate the views as always. Rock on, guys.